Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo. I own Dow Law Firm, and today we're going to answer the question about pour-over wills. What are they? Why do you need them? Why would you have a will if you have a revocable living trust? We're going to go over all of that today. So for a lot of our clients, the estate plan that they choose is a revocable living trust. Now, there's a few reasons why a client would want a revocable living trust instead of a will. One is the privacy factor. Wills are all public record. Once they get filed, everyone could see the probate, what the assets are, what the debts are, what the heirs inherited. So privacy is a big reason. Another reason is that they want to keep their estate out of court, right? So with the will, which goes through probate, with the revocable living trust, their estate is not going through probate. And then also a third reason is that if I have a client who owns real estate in multiple states, like outside of Washington state, we're usually looking at a trust to help them avoid probate in each of those states where they have real estate. So that's kind of a short overview as to why someone would select a trust over a will. But let's talk about the pour-over will, because when we prepare a revocable living trust, what also comes along with that is a pour-over will. We prepare that in all of the trusts that our office prepares. We include a pour-over will. Why do we do that? We include a pour-over will primarily for any future real estate. So when we prepare your trust, we are also transferring the real estate that you own into your trust. However, I cannot transfer future real estate that you don't own yet, right? And so one of the things that you need to remember and to keep in mind as you acquire future real estate, if you have a trust, is that you need to get that future real estate into your trust as well. We would do that by preparing a new deed, putting that property into your trust. So we create your trust. If you buy a future piece of real estate, we tell all of our clients, make sure you give us a call, let us know, and we will get that property into your trust as well. However, there are occasions where someone may forget or overlook getting that future real estate into their trust. So let's say you did your trust, let's say you did it now in 2025. Okay, and then let's say 2 years from now, you buy another property and you forget to put that property into the trust that you created back in 2025. That is where the pour-over will comes into play. So what it does is that it catches that additional real estate that you didn't put into your trust and it pours it over into your trust. That's why it's called a pour-over will. It's pouring those assets that you forgot to transfer into your trust for you. But here's the kicker. It can only do so by opening a probate to file that will and to get those assets that you forgot to put into your trust into your trust. One of the biggest points as to why we're doing the trust is to avoid probate. So if you acquire future real estate and you don't get it into your trust, there's going to be a probate for that real estate to get it into your trust for you. So what the pour-over will says in short is, whatever assets might not be in my trust, put them in my trust for me. So that's what the pour-over will says. That's what it does. That's when you would need it. However, ideally, when we've done a revocable living trust for you, you do not need the pour-over will. It is a backup plan. It is something that we don't want to have to use, but we include it just in case, because unfortunately, there's too many occasions where a client has forgotten when they've acquired future real estate. So that is kind of the how, the why, the when of a pour-over will. But ideally, if you have all your assets in the trust, and we give you those instructions when we complete your trust for you, we do a closing there that kind of details, okay, if you buy future real estate, let us know, we'll get into your trust, things like that. So if you do that, then you will not have a need for that pour-over will. There will not be a probate for your estate. It won't be needed. Again, it's a backup plan just in case. We want your trust to control the entire distribution of all of your assets. So the pour-over will is just a backup plan, but if you have a revocable living trust, you should also have a pour-over will. We do it for all of the trusts that we prepare at our office. If you need help with your estate plan, with a revocable living trust, or with a will, give our office a call. Our number is 206-408-8158. You can also text us at that number as well, and I'll have all that info below for you for how to reach us and our website and things like that. So I hope this is helpful. Again, I'm Darcel Lobo. I'm the owner of Dow Law Firm, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, thank you.